Welcome to the Black Script Storytellers. My name is Kevin Marable, and today our guest is an actor, singer, and producer. He's known for his breakout role as Michael Lee in the critically acclaimed HBO series The Wire, and later as Dixon Wilson in the hit CW drama 90210. He's also starred in projects like Red Tails, The Breaks, Shots Fired, Swagger, and most recently, he was in Both Eyes Open. You've seen him in the holiday film The Day Before Christmas on BET Plus, and you can catch him this December on Very Merry Mystery on OWN. We have with us none other than Tristan Mack Wilds. Tristan, thank you so much for joining.
Nah, man, thank you for having me. And it's crazy. It's always weird hearing your resume. I'm like, damn, I've done a lot. It's craziness.
Right. And to be honest with you, I kept it short. You know, your IMDb there's a long list of things that you've done. You've been in this business since 2005 or somewhere around that time. So 20 years, man, 20 years.
It's crazy. It's crazy. Seriously. Jesus.
Yeah. So there's a question that I always start off with. It's a very simple question, but some might find it a little difficult to answer. Are you ready?
Okay.
That question is, who is Tristan Mack Wilds?
I love this question because I feel like it changes with the day or just where you are in life at the time. So who is Tristan Mack Wilds? Right now, Tristan is a father. Mm-hmm. He's a husband. He is an entertainer. He's an artist. And I think there's a distinct difference between the two. I think a lot of people are entertainers. I think a lot of people are artists. And yes. I'm one of the few of us that knows how to play on that borderline of entertainment and art. Thankfully, I'm not even gassing myself up. That's just because of the guys that I follow and look at, the guys who have taught me. I am I'm a kid who's constantly trying to learn. Kids who's constantly trying to be better. Right. Challenging himself to do things that he's never done, try things that he's never done, see things in different ways, and just learn and grow as long as God continues to give me air in my body.
Yeah. Amen. That's dope, man. It's always interesting to hear everybody's answer. Some people have it down to, one or two sentences. Some people, give their life story, and and it's good to hear when people know who they are and what they're contributing to the world, to their life, to their family, to their career, because you're not just one thing. You're not just an actor. You're all of those things that you mentioned wrapped into one, that pretty much showcases who you are, and I like to be able to show that, to give people an idea or a look inside as to who you are as a person outside of who you are as an actor. So yeah,
I appreciate that, man. That's real.
I like to I also like to ask, at what moment in time did you realize that you wanted to become an actor or an entertainer?
Oof. Again, two different things. I think I realized I wanted to be an entertainer very early on. I grew up in a household that everyone was creative. I mean, like my dad was, of course, he's kind of the one who put it all within us. No pun intended. He was the one who was he was a painter. He drew. The man built houses. The man sang. He wrote songs. He cuts hair. Literally, my dad does so much that every single one of his kids wound up being creative. Mm-hmm. So like my oldest brother, he's an artist like my dad. Like he paints. My older brother is amazing when it comes to art, like fine art. My older sister, she's a writer. She writes, like she's the one who taught me how to write. My youngest sister, she's probably the one that is the most creative out of all of us. Like she does makeup, she does hair, she makes clothes, she sings, she raps. She is like the most creative. I say that she's the most creative. I'm probably the smartest. I'm the one who really kind of sat down and started to tinkle tinker with, okay, I want to do this, I want to mess with this. So it's always been something in the creative force. I didn't know if it was going to be writing or if it was going to be music or
Hmm.
something along those lines, but I knew I just wanted to be something that had to do with being creative. Acting came a lot later. I think
Okay.
I didn't, and when I say later, it's like I didn't realize how much I wanted to be an actor until maybe Red Tails, honestly, and that's
Really?
really deep into my career. Yeah,
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I
Okay.
was already doing 90210. You know,
Right.
we already finished The Wire, done Secret Life of Bees, and after doing all of these things, the one thing that was always in the back of my head was, oh, I'm gonna get back into music, or I'm gonna do this, or I'll get into what I want to do.
Hmm.
I don't think I really took a sit back and was like, I really want to take acting seriously, or I really want to be an actor until Red Tails. Besides that, the thing that kind of got me into it was the death of a friend. That's what, just kind of not going down the same pathway, trying to find another way outside of our neighborhood and what we were doing.
Hmm.
Acting just felt like, okay, it's something to do to get me out of the streets.
Right. Right. Okay. Um, so you're saying that it wasn't until Red Tails that it dawned on you, but you were in acting well before that.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Now, was that more so your family saw the creativity and the talent within you and they kind of pushed you in that direction? Was it something that you always knew you wanted to do? You just did not know, that you weren't secure in the idea of, you know what, I'm going to lock in and this is what I'm going to do.
At the time I was doing everything. When I was in school, like I was in choir, I was in band, I was in art, I was in drama class, I was doing plays one day,
Man.
I would have to do the jazz band the next day, and then I was over here doing the choir rehearsal and here and there. Like I was, again, anything creative.
Hmm.
I just that's what I was drawn to. Even creative writing. Like I started to do the after school creative writing classes and all of that. But it was literally everything creative.
Wow.
Acting just kind of was the first thing that showed up that was
Took
like,
off.
this could really happen, or like
Right.
this could keep you outside of everything that was going on at home.
Right. Right. And so you have three other siblings, two sisters and one other brother. Uh,
There's six of us all together. My oldest two siblings,
wow.
even them they're creative as well from my dad's first marriage. But those are my brothers and my sister, just like anything else. But yes, all of us all together under one roof, just
Man.
yeah,
It's like another Wayans family, really, you
yeah,
know?
man, yeah, exactly.
Yeah. That's pretty dope, man. That is pretty dope. So I was just going to say, a year into your career, early on, you find yourself working with Felicia Rashad, doing theater, and then you get casted as Michael Lee in The Wire.
Hmm.
What do you recall about that experience and that time frame? From that point of your life, do you recall much of that? I know you were much younger, so
Yeah, no,
yeah.
I recall a lot of it. It was because everything was happening so fast.
Hmm.
I don't think I fully appreciated. I don't want to say luck, because I don't necessarily. I believe luck is a mixture of opportunity and how prepared you are for it.
Hmm.
So I think just the opportunities arising at the perfect time where I was capable enough to show up. I don't think I fully appreciated everything that was happening at the time. It just, everything
Right.
was just happening so fast. It was just like, okay, cool, we're doing this. Oh, I got booked for
Yeah.
something else. Okay, we're doing this commercial. Oh snap, we're doing Miracles Boys. Okay, oh snap, oh commercial. We're doing this for a
Yeah.
television show that me and my mom watch. Let's see if it actually turns out something good. Oh, happens to be fourth season of The Wire. I didn't get a chance to like take a seat back and
Right.
pay attention and I think that's probably what really caused my thinking to change when it came to acting. Like, oh
Yeah.
no, it's not just a luck thing like everybody was saying. It's like, oh, there's something in me that's prepared for these opportunities that have been placed in front of me. So I need to heed to this.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah. No, that's interesting. And it really makes sense because you have so much going on. You're constantly on go mode. You really don't have time to sit back and reflect until much later when maybe you have that, that time to take a step back and finally realize, like, man, look what I've done thus far.
Mm-hmm.
And that was actually going to be one of my questions later down, in our list of questions. It was, have you had the chance to take a step back and look at how far you've come within your 20-year career? I know 20 years sounds like a long time, but it goes by
It
in a
goes
blink
by
of
really
an eye.
fast. It goes by
And
really fast.
you're not old, you're still young. So, like you're already 20 years in and have all of this experience and all of these accolades and accomplishments behind you, but yet you still have so much more to accomplish in front of you.
Mm-hmm.
So I was just curious to know, do you ever take the time to realize, like, the position that you're in, and ultimately, where do you see yourself going?
I my wife, she's my wife is when it comes to her birthday, I don't know if you're into astrology, but my wife, she's a Leo. So it's
Okay.
like when it's her birthday,
Yes,
like the world stops.
it's her
It's
birthday.
like, oh, it is a global holiday, right?
Right.
So,
Or at least it better be.
or at least it better be.
Right.
Um, so for the better half, I think since maybe like since I turned 23 or 24,
Hmm.
I think my birthday has become kind of my New Year's,
Uh,
where I use that to kind of like to sit back and reflect on what has happened in the year,
hmm.
where I was at the start of the year,
Hmm.
where I am now, and the things that I want to do better, or the things that I want to keep doing, or the things that I don't want to do anymore.
Right.
So I try to have that check in with myself at least once a year, where I'm like, okay, cool, that was fly. That wasn't so cool. We
Yeah.
could do that again. We should never do that again. Like just have a moment to really check in. And I think that comes from all of those years just kind of flying by the seat of my pants and just letting life take me as it did, which was great, which is a good way to live at a young age,
Right.
so that you can actually enjoy what you're going through if you allow yourself to really enjoy what you're going through. But I I think now I'm in a place where understanding what you're doing and how you're doing it, because I'm not just living to just do it for fun anymore. I think now I'm in a era of creating whatever is going to be my legacy. So
Right.
now it's about being very specific,
Hmm.
and making sure that my intention with everything is there. These Christmas movies that I'm doing something so now my daughters have something to watch of daddy.
Right.
Like um, certain genres that I'm touching. It's to challenge myself to prepare for other things that I may
Right.
want to write one day, that I may want to join in on, or something like that. I think I'm 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 focusing more so now on intention, so that when things do start to move, however God wants them to move, not only am I prepared, and not only am I in this place because I've positioned, or me and God has positioned me in a certain place to be there, but
Hmm.
I'm more than prepared and ready to do whatever is needed of me.
Right. So in this season of time, are you have you discovered or are you coming to the realization that, I want to lock in on something on top of acting, whether it be directing,
Oh
more
yeah.
writing, producing, getting back into music?
Yeah, yeah. Oh, you kind of hit a bunch of them on the head. um, Definitely directing. Maybe a few years back, I got a chance to direct a short film called "Wouldn't Mean Nothing."
Mhm,
We hit a couple of festivals. It did really well, and we got a little bit of interest in it, and it
mhm.
led us to creating the full screenplay of it, which we're putting together now, starting to get it together and turn that into something. But that's something that I would want to direct as well.
Nice.
That me and my partner Greg Calley we wrote and turned into a beautiful love story, not only between our two characters, but between how much we love our city, New York.
Mhm.
We also just like I said, writing. Writing has always been my first love, or just one of the things that led me into all of the other arts.
Mhm.
So getting more into writing as well, and music. I can't live without music. So
Right.
there's definitely some more music on the
Okay.
way. But I think thankfully the way that things have happened in my life and in my career, I am now in a place where I can successfully juggle between the careers the way and be respected in
Mhm.
them the way that I feel like I want them to be respected and consumed at a very high taste level.
Right. Right. And so right now you're kind of mapping out all of those things as to, how you're going to approach them.
Yeah, game planning. Just
Game
to
planning.
figuring
Yes.
out the strategy board and then
Yes.
just starting to hit people over the head as they drop.
Yes, absolutely. Now, I want to backtrack just for a brief moment, go back to your Wire days,
Okay.
and just kind of bring up one of your castmates, Amani Nia Robinson.
Yeah.
You worked with her on The Wire, and you also worked with her on her short or her pilot, Three Blind Mice.
Mm-hmm.
Can you talk a little bit about that process and what it was like working with her then during The Wire, and then years later on her project for Three Blind Mice?
Hi. So all of us kids of the Wire. I think a lot of times when people think about the kids of the Wire, they think about the four main kids: me, Maestro,
Yes.
Jermaine, Julito. You guys don't fully understand that the kids in the classroom, they were a very large and integral part of everything that we did. So
Mhm.
we have deep relationships with a lot of the kids that were in those classrooms with us. Like these were the people that for hours on end we were in those
Yeah.
classrooms in that abandoned school, just trying to stay warm, and then two, just cracking jokes on each other like kids do. Like became our actual friends. I wasn't in school at the time. I was getting tutored on
Mhm.
set. A lot of these other kids were being bussed in from the different places of where they were living, whether it was Washington D.C. Like my wife, I met my wife on the set of The Wire. She was one of the
Wow.
extras.
Wow.
So all of us, we all kind of grew up together.
Mhm.
Um, and working with Amani then was, it was fun because we were all kids. We were just all joking around, and it was funny. Like as time as time progressed, you start to
Mhm.
see who you stay friends with, who you don't. I've always stayed friends with Amani. That was always my girl. Always see her at different places, parties here, there. We always stayed in contact, and then finally she called me and said, "Hey, I'm working on something. I don't want to bother you, because I don't know what you." I said, "Yo, you know better. What you doing, and how can I help?" And the
Yeah.
rest was history, man.
Mhm.
She showed me the script. The script was
Oh,
beautiful.
it's dope. I saw
Yeah,
it. I saw the pilot.
yeah.
I loved it the first time she shared it with me, and she did an amazing festival run. It won
Hmm.
many awards, and it's still gaining attention today. They're working towards turning it into a series,
Yep, yep.
and I'm actively trying to help her with that in the background behind the scenes, seeing what I can do to help, with the access and the
Yeah.
connections that I have and that I'm making. So yeah, I just wanted to bring that up only because of the connection and the correlation there. But
Nah,
I thought
she
that
she
that
she
was cool.
killed that. She
Yeah.
killed that, man. And with me and my team, my partner Greg Callie and our whole squad, Surrounded by Water, we do this screening series, like maybe like once a month, where we
Okay.
screen different shorts or different pilots, different things like that. And actually, this month, it's funny that you brought it up. This month, we're actually showing Three Blind Mice. So
Nice.
at the end of the month,
Yeah.
we'll have her in New York, kind of screening Three Blind Mice. We'll have kind of like a talk back with a private audience and all of that, just to kind of, get it in front of more people, get it in front of more eyes, get a really, really good conversation. And yeah, man.
Yeah, that's dope. And it's dope that you guys are, stay in touch and you're reaching back, you're helping your fellow castmates, people that you were your colleagues, but not
Hmm.
just your colleagues, your friends, I think that's really dope because sometimes when you leave a project, it's like you leave the project. You don't really get back in touch with
Yeah,
the folks that you work with. So
I know a lot of people. I know a lot of situations like that, but
mhm.
I'm 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 thankful and I'm blessed that I've been a part of a lot of projects where the majority of us have stayed friends for God knows how long. A lot of these people that you work on sets with, sometimes, like you said, it's just a work relationship, and as soon as the work is done, the relationship is done. But
Right.
I've I am blessed enough to say that I've garnered a lot of long lasting friendships, relationships, just based off of the places that I've worked and the people that I've worked with. So yeah, I've always kind of been somebody who thinks it's better to network horizontally versus vertically. The people
Absolutely.
that you're coming up with, no matter where they are, you guys can always kind of come up together versus reaching up and sometimes being let down.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I'm as an outsider coming into this field. I've only been doing this for 2 years, but just the multitude of people that I've spoken to and that we've met, and just seeing how everything goes behind the scenes, and we're actively trying to reach and talk to people who are higher up, not realizing that it's the people who are next to you and
Hmm.
alongside of you that are coming up at the same time. And why not reach on each side and help lift each other up
Yeah.
in the process. That makes things much better, much stronger. There's more opportunities there for collaboration,
Oh yeah.
or joining projects and things of that nature, instead of looking up and trying to say, or trying to get the people
The
that are at
people.
the top
Yeah.
position.
And they'll come. They'll
Yeah,
come.
absolutely.
They'll come. It's always better to have them reach down for you than for you to reach up and be tapping them. That's my thought.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. All right, so you played Alonzo Powers in Swagger.
Yes, sir.
You portray a young executive in the sneaker business. How did that role come about?
My big homie. I always. This is my big homies. These are two people who have looked out for me damn near my entire career since I was 16, 17 years old. Who Gina Prince Bythewood and Reggie Bythewood.
Reggie.
These. As soon as Reggie called, he said, "Hey, Tris, I just wanna let you know I got something. I don't know how you feel about it. It doesn't seem like it's gonna be a lot of work, but you have something really big at the end of this." I said, "Bro, I don't know what you." Same thing with Imani. I was like, "What are you talking about? You know what I'm gonna say.
Right,
This all this is you don't even got to say nothing. Just say, 'Hey, Tris, I got something. I need you for something,' and I'm there." I said, to my friends, my joke to everybody, I say, "Listen, I'm a sharpshooter. You point it out, I'm gonna knock it down. It's that
right.
simple. You call me
Yeah,
when you need something knocked down."
And that's good. It's good to always have somebody to call upon that that you can rely on and that can actually execute the way that they want you to execute. Um, yeah, so that's dope. That's
Yeah,
dope.
man.
Um, Now, throughout your career, you've also appeared on several other hit TV series, as well as films, such as Cold Case, Law and Order, The Secret
Hmm.
Life of Bees, Red
Hmm.
Tails, 90210, Really Love, Praise This, and a few more that I'll also get into. I asked this question about reflecting on your success and how far
Hmm.
you've come this far in your career. Uh, yeah, I would let me have a follow up question there. In that process, were those auditions where you did auditions in person? Were these recommendations or referrals?
Well, some of them were auditions in person.
Okay.
Prior to the unfortunate pandemic that happened and shut all of this stuff down.
Right. Yeah.
We were actually in person having to shake hands and kiss babies.
Mhm.
Now everything is digital. Even our callbacks, majority of the time, are digital. You do it on Zoom, which again isn't bad, especially when you get a chance to talk to somebody and
Right.
feel some type of energy. I,
Right.
I don't think it's as good as being in the room with somebody, but I definitely think that it's better to see somebody and work with somebody versus just being left to your own devices. But I like them both. I've learned to love self tapes and stuff, but the majority of those, the cold cases and Law and Orders, those were definitely auditions. But some of them definitely were more people calling and asking like, "Yo, are you free?"
Hmm.
Praise This. I think I auditioned originally for Quavo's part,
Oh wow.
and yeah, I auditioned originally for Quavo's part, and Shayla over at Will Packer called me and said, "Hey, Tris, um, would you mind doing another part?" I was like, I don't mind. I was like, what? Same thing. What you want? What you want to do? How you need me? What do you need?
Yeah.
She said, "Yo," she said, "if you look at the preacher, I mean, on the page right now, it's not written the way that we're gonna have him, but we had an idea for him, and we think that you would fit it." I said, "Say less. Let's
Hmm.
get it." And the rest was history.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, is there a part of the audition process, whether it be in person or via self tape, that you would like to see changed or done differently?
Mm.
Maybe that could help other actors.
I don't know what needs to be changed. I know that it is, and I'm often someone who doesn't like to give a critique to something if I don't have a a
Got
good
it.
enough like a good enough resolution for it. But for any actor out there, just understand that the audition process is grueling.
Mhm.
And when they say that you have to go up against a million no's to get one yes, that's not a lie. It is it is very much a truthful statement.
Right.
And a lot of times they don't even tell you why.
Mhm.
It so often you get left to your own devices to kind of think like, oh man, maybe I'm not good enough, or maybe I'm not doing this enough. So to all the actors out there, as long as you keep your sword sharp, as long as you show up being yourself, making very strong choices and doing what you possibly can do, it's up to them to decide if they need you for the part or not.
Mhm.
Sometimes it could be something as simple as you're not tall enough. Maybe you look too young. Maybe you look too old. Maybe you have a mustache and they want a beard. It could be something that simple.
Wow.
So don't get too down on yourself. Understand that this is a game of numbers. And you have
Mhm.
to get a lot of no's to get just a couple yeses.
Yeah. Yeah. And you got to be okay with those no's
And
as
you
well.
have to be okay with them.
Hmm.
So don't let it get you down, but also don't get too full of yourself. Stay
Right.
sharp.
Right.
Stay sharp. Keep
Yeah.
sharpening your tool.
Yeah. Use the nose as your fuel to the fire.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Now you also play Owen on Both Eyes Open, which is a star-studded feature. Has Gail Bean, Taye Diggs, Joy Brunson, Christy Leverett. Can you talk a little bit about that film and what it's about for the people who might not have been able to check it out yet?
Oh man! First and foremost, if you haven't checked it out, ladies and gentlemen, please do yourself a favor. Go have some fun, especially right now. It's like Halloween time. This is the perfect
Exactly.
time for a
Exactly.
thriller. No, but Both Eyes Open is the movie of a woman who was psychologically abused by by her ex, and you kind of see how she's coming to grips with it in her current life, where hallucinations, or maybe not hallucinations, of him keep popping up, and things just start to get a little weird.
Right.
I'll leave it there. But to speak to the actual creating of the project, man, Gail Bean, that's my dog, man.
Yeah.
That's my sister. That's my road dog for God knows how long. And for her to call and just to say like, hey, Tris, we got something that we're working on, and I just want you to read the script and you just let me know what you think. I always appreciate that, because that's always like you're trusting me to kind of give you my 2 cents, and also to come play. I'm always somebody who wants to come play, especially with my friends, man.
Yeah.
It's so rare that you get a chance to meet really good people in this business and then get a chance to play with them. It's usually you work with somebody, you realize they're good people, and then you become friends.
Exactly.
To get it the other way, it's a different feeling. So
Yeah.
to work with Gail, to work with Michael, to work with Joy,
Mm.
everybody, man, the whole set, Julie, Julia, everybody, we kind of, our producer Rodfather, he kind of came together and created like a really beautiful, cast and crew that,
Yeah.
every time you got a chance to walk on set, you know, it didn't matter how much money we made the film for. It felt like $1 million dollars. Like, it just
Right.
always felt like we were doing something that everybody wanted. It's like everybody showed up. It was amazing.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. And now to kind of pivot over to the lighter side of things, you also play in a couple Christmas films. One
Yes.
came out last year on BT
Hmm.
Plus called The Day Before Christmas. Um, and talk a little bit about that film, what it's about, and is it? I don't know if it's still available on BT Plus. Can people still watch that?
I'm sure it's still available on BET Plus, especially now. We're coming upon our Christmas season. But
Hmm.
the day before Christmas, man, it was another really, really, just the way that everything was set up. Um, God, there's one of those. It's one of those movie sets where you're really like, man, like how weird and how ordained is all of this stuff, right? Between the kids. Um, oh man, it was just everybody on set was just everybody was amazing, man. I that's one of those joints that, to this day, I am very thankful that I got a chance to be a part of. I'm very, very thankful that I got a chance to. Yeah, it was. And my
You
daughter,
can
like
hear it.
I'm thinking about, like, even the red carpet, walking the red carpet with my daughters and having them sit back in the theater and watch it on the big screen and be like,
Yeah.
"Daddy," and be able to sit and watch the whole film. It was a beautiful thing, man. It was a
Yeah,
beautiful thing.
I can imagine how much of a magical moment that is, especially when you can show your kids what you've done, what you're capable of, what they could be capable of as well.
Yes, yes.
And them getting that realization, like, my daddy's on the big screen, or my daddy's on TV, or
Just to show, just to got an idea of like how kismet this whole thing is.
yeah.
Candace, the co-star, my co-stars, the lead of the film, dog, we have the same birthday. Like,
Oh wow.
the same birthday. Like, so we're on set just like thinking about like, oh, you do, oh, and it was
Right.
crazy, man.
Yeah,
It
the
like
connection. Right.
connections, the connection was perfect. Like it just, everything just worked on that film.
That's
Everything
dope.
just worked on that film. Yeah.
Yeah, that's dope. And then you also have another one that's coming out this December called Very Merry Mystery.
Yes.
I know it's not out yet. Is there anything that you can let us know about your role and what we can expect from that film?
Well, I won't. Like I said, I won't get into too much, but
Right.
I will tell you that unlike your usual Christmas film, the very oh my God, I got this person broke my heart and come
Hmm.
home for Christmas, et cetera, et cetera. This one is it's a mystery film. It just so happens to be centered around Christmas,
Okay.
so it's uh it's another opportunity. It's just another type of fun that we got a chance that me, Ashley, our entire cast and crew, we got a chance to really have fun with. A lot of late nights,
I
but
can imagine. Yeah.
with all of us coming together with all of the jokes and everything, we got through it scot free, man.
Hmm. Hmm. I also like the genre bending, Christmas, a Christmas themed or holiday themed film, but it's a mystery,
Yeah.
or, a lot of times it's holiday, but it's rom com or it's, some sort
That's what I'm saying. Usually,
of.
and I
Mhm.
think as soon as I read the script and I saw that it was just shift
Right.
in different. I said, "Oh yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
like that. Yeah,
It keeps it interesting, and it's
exactly,
it's something that you don't see often on TV or in theaters.
exactly."
Um, so I think that it's an interesting time when you're able to mix and play around with with genres.
I mean,
Uh,
that's the beauty of what we do, man.
mhm.
That's the beauty of this business. If done right, if you do it right, a lot of times the movie business, the business takes over. But when you can focus on the art of it and just play,
Hmm.
that's when the beauty comes out of it.
Yeah. Now, do you have a production company yourself?
Myself, as of right now, it's between my squad,
Okay.
surrounded by water,
Right.
and yeah, that's our main. I wouldn't even call us a production company. We're really more of a collective of just creative kids
Okay.
who like to make stuff together.
Yeah. Where did the name "Surrounded by Water" come from?
Funny story. So myself and my best friend, my partner, Greg Cali.
Hmm.
My mom's mom is from the Dominican Republic, and Greg's family is from Haiti. So we're all on the same island, right? We're all on Hispaniola, and we thinking about names and this, that, and the third, and we started talking to all of our other friends, and what we started to realize is that every single one of us had some kind of Caribbean
Wow.
backdrop to our life, to our family, and to
Hmm.
where we were, even where we grew up. Greg grew up on Long Island, I grew up on Staten Island.
Mm.
So no matter what, we all kind of were surrounded by water growing up.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's where it came from.
Dope. Yeah, it's always interesting to hear how people come up with their names. Some people have really clever names. Some people have names that have meaning. Some people just kind of like throw.
Throw something under the yeah, yeah, yeah.
And so you usually when you watch the credits, on a show or a film, and you see the production company name or banner come up, you always wonder like, how did they come up with that? What's the meaning behind that? So
Even I think I just read something maybe a couple months back about A24, how they got their name. Like it's like the I think it's the name of the expressway that takes you from one place to the next in like Italy or something like that. Yeah,
yeah, yeah, it's interesting. And they're killing it, by the way.
they're killing. Yeah, they're
Yeah,
killing. Yeah.
A24, Neon, uh, uh,
Braun, yeah,
yeah,
yeah, all of
yeah,
them, yeah. I love that we're in an era now where, in a weird way, it seems like the indie films are the premier films nowadays.
yes, yes.
Yeah, you
Because
do a
people
yeah,
are tired of seeing IP just get run into the ground and being done over and over and over again. We're
yeah,
tired of sequels and reboots. We want to see something new and refreshing. And so the emergence of the independent filmmaker, for two reasons. One is obviously, Tubi has a big part of that. Um,
200%. Yeah.
yeah. And then secondly is just people are into more realistic stories and things that we can relate to. And
Hmm.
it doesn't require a big budget to make. It just has to be made well.
It just has
And
to be made well.
yeah,
Exactly.
that's
Yeah.
it. And so, I'm not a super huge fan of Tubi movies. I watch an occasional Tubi
Same. Yeah,
movie.
yeah, yeah. I'll watch it. I'll watch an occasional.
Yeah, but it is an interesting time to watch how things have shifted, and
Yes,
Hollywood is scrambling to try to figure out how to take advantage of that, but they haven't quite figured it out yet. So
they
right now,
haven't. This is
the
this is the time for like uh, anybody who has really really good ideas,
mhm,
or even any type of know-how when it comes to camera work or anything like that. I think right now is the time to create and get it out, because
yeah,
you can tell that the audience is hungry for it.
hmm
Yeah,
yeah. It's just a matter of time, man. Before things kind of level out, or even the playing field, or maybe it really will be that shift for quite some time.
we'll
But we're
see.
in that phase to where moviegoers are now sit and watch it at home, watch it on streaming,
Yeah,
that
yeah,
type of deal. So it's definitely fascinating to watch and to understand how to navigate in this new space,
yeah,
uh, that we're all in right now.
yeah.
So let's talk a little bit about your music,
Okay.
because to be quite honest and quite frank, I have not heard any of your music, unless there's something that I'm not aware of that maybe you've written or that you've put out. What was the last project that you worked on or that you've put out?
The last full project was After Hours. That came
Okay,
out 2016 or 17, I believe.
okay, okay,
The last song that I did was Simple Things, and that maybe came out 2021, I think.
okay.
That came out when I was on Broadway.
Oh wow.
Um, and yeah, man, it's been a while. Just I think with a lot of brand new life happening, my two daughters, and
Right.
just trying to get acclimated to what life looks like and feels like, not only as a dad but as a husband, and not being the king of the wild things as I once was. Uh, I feel like I'm king of a different type of wild thing now, and
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
Tristan and Naima. It's different. It's
mhm, yeah,
so just getting acclimated to this life, and then figuring out how and what I want to write about.
mhm.
It's taken some time, and I
Sure.
think I'm finally getting to a place where a lot of the stuff that I'm feeling
Mhm.
feels really fly to me,
Yeah,
and that's when I know I want to write. Like, I'm like, okay, we're in
yeah.
a place now. Like, it's feeling cool again. So
Right.
yeah,
Yeah, when it's no longer forced and it just comes to you easy, that's when it's the best.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
for sure.
absolutely. All right, cool, cool. What's next for you?
Ooh, the world, man, the world. No, whatever God has for me. Seriously, I've taken a lot of time, especially as of late, to kind of take a step back and
Mhm.
just see which way God is leading me. Just stay
Right.
grateful, stay open,
Mhm.
stay prepared, keep my sword sharp for whatever comes my way.
Mhm.
But yeah, I don't know which way he's going to take me, or where this thing could lead me, but I'm prepared for every which way that it comes. And, I'm doing my things. I'm working on all of my crafts. Music, of course. Working on my writing, of course. I'm working on my acting every day. I'm staying close to the things that make me feel full. And then once opportunity arises for anything,
Mhm.
I'll be ready.
Amen. Amen. I do have one more question before we get to the closing part.
Okay.
Is there a role or a character that you have yet to play, or that you feel like might challenge you in a way that you haven't been challenged yet, that you would love to take on?
There's a bunch, man.
Mm,
I have a ton of dream roles, man. Huey P. Newton, of course.
wow.
That's been one since I was like 16. My great uncle was a Black Panther, and I remember just stories of everything that was happening in Harlem, and just like the entire Black Panther movement, what was happening in New York at the time.
Mhm.
So yeah, Huey is one for sure. Another hometown hero, Mike Tyson. You know,
Oh man,
I've
yeah.
always that's
Okay.
somebody that's always been somebody that I've wanted to like just try to sink my teeth into. You know, the just the idea of the mindset of what he is and who he is.
Yeah.
Who else? Who else? I have a ton, man. I have a ton. There was this one of the most decorated shooters, black shooters from the
Wow.
army. His name is the Reaper. I think his name is Nicholas Irving, and his story is fantastic. That's another guy that love. I would
Yeah.
love to play and just kind of mess around with.
Well, listen,
And
if that hasn't if nobody's uh put that story out, or started working on a feature, man, you need to lock that. You need to lock
I
that one
know.
down.
Yeah. I've been watching that for a while, and I think it's still kind of caught up with a few different people. But yeah, man, that's definitely one that I've been keeping my eye on, man.
Mhm.
And you know
Mhm.
what's one? You know what's one? I don't know if I could. I don't want to say I don't know. You know, speak it into existence. But one that I've always wanted to play since my grandmother used to take me to watch his performances all the time. The school's performances. Alvin Ailey.
Alvin Ailey,
I would
man.
love to try to dig into Alvin Ailey's story. He has a beautiful life story,
Yeah.
a beautiful life story. And I'm not a dancer by any means. Like I'm
I was
not a
gonna say,
dancer at
as far
all.
as taking that on and learning all of the things that you have to learn, or even with Mike Tyson, or anybody of those magnitudes, to where you have to either bulk up for the role, or change your physical appearance, or learn how to move in certain ways, or
See, that's the thing that intrigues me the most.
Mhm.
Like that's the thing that scares me about like if I get a script that makes me feel like, oh, I feel butterflies in my stomach. Like this makes
Right,
me nervous.
right.
Like I gotta do a lot of work for this. I gotta figure this out. Those are the ones that I'm most drawn to. So those characters, those are the ones that I felt the most immense
Mhm.
butterflies from. And yeah, those are just a few of the guys that I would love to step into their shoes and try my hand at them.
Yeah, no, that would be dope, man. That would be dope. All right, Tristan, I like to give my guests the final word, whether that be a piece of advice that either you've been given or you'd like to pass down to others,
Mm-hmm.
a quote that you live by, or words of encouragement. Um, you can say one of the three, or you can say all three. It's up to you.
Man, um, for everybody out there, thank you for watching. Again, 20 years ain't no joke. You know, you got to quote Jay-Z, you could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with me, and I
Right.
appreciate that.
Yes.
Seriously, you guys have been rocking with me since the beginning. And even if you came late, you're still rocking with me, and I appreciate that.
Mhm.
Words of encouragement. Words of encouragement. Whether you're an actor, a singer, a performer, a dancer, shoot, you could work at 7-Eleven or be a busboy or anything, man.
Mhm.
If you have a dream, work your hardest to make that dream come true.
Mhm.
Have faith. Faith is necessary. Faith is probably the most necessary thing. But remember, faith without works It's dead. So
Mm-hmm.
make sure you bust your ass for your dream.
Yeah. Amen, man. Straight to it, man. For real. That's it right there.
Yeah.
That's it right there. Well, Tristan, thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much for sharing, a part of your journey, your career, giving us some insight to, um, what your journey's been like. And I'm a fan. You
Thank you,
know,
man.
my assistant Jessica, she's a fan. Uh, we've been actively talking about getting you on the platform for a while. We just had to wait for the right
For the
time
right
and
time. Yeah,
make
man.
sure make sure things were good, and we had plenty to talk about. And sometimes we also are a little apprehensive of, I don't know if such and such is going to, contact us back or whatever the case may be. But I see you show up time and time again on the Black Script page. You're liking stuff. You're reposting and resharing. I truly appreciate you for all that you do and helping broaden the reach of the Black Script.
Yeah, not a
And
problem.
it's truly an honor to have you on and for you to give us a piece of your day and a piece of your time. We can't say thank you enough, man.
Man, listen, thank you guys for what you guys do. Seriously, to have a platform that you guys have created that uplift the art that we do, man.
Yeah.
Especially when it feels a lot of times like our stuff can just be thrown in a vacuum and nobody ever hears about it.
Yes.
The more platforms that we have, like you guys, that
Mm.
feel premier, that are like that's become like the main source for people to kind of get their information.
Right.
To have you guys to spotlight our stuff, man. Yeah, whatever you guys. Same thing I say to Reggie, man. Whatever you guys need, I got you.
Likewise, man. Likewise. Anytime you have a project, you want to come on, talk about it, you want to bring some of your castmates on, whatever the case may be. When your music come back, we don't usually do music, but when your music come back, listen, man, we'll have you back on for real.
I appreciate that.
You
Seriously,
are
man.
now part of the family, and we are locked in, man. So that's
Yeah,
it.
man. Thank you.
That's
Thank you.
it. Tristan Mack Wilds, everybody.
Peace, peace.